Let us go back to 1998 in Davao City. No COVID-19 at this time, but this was the year when the city's first case of dog rabies was ever reported. Rabies is a deadly disease transmitted to humans by animal bites. Something must be done to keep it from spreading to the community. To address this problem, the City Veterinarian's Office implemented 4 major intervention programs for rabies control, such as mass vaccination, impounding, castration, and information, education, and communication campaign. Around a decade later, in 2005 to 2010, 145 dog rabies cases were reported across 116 of the 182 barangays in Davao City. Our spatial analysis identified 5 clusters as rabies hotspots, which were also noted as highly populated areas of the city. At this point, it seemed that the virus was getting way ahead of the game. So, in 2011, the CVO intensified the animal rabies control program by setting higher targets to reach more pet owners. Indeed, between 2011 to 2017, there was a moderate drop in rabies cases from 145 to 111 and affected barangays from 116 to 96. But for this period, the city had no specific pattern of distribution for its rabies control programs. In keeping with Department of Agriculture's Plan Red, we identified high-risk areas that could have been prioritized for the interventions. Between 2011 to 2017, 3 hotspots were identified, all of which were also highly populated areas. However, something else caught our attention. The hotspots prior to the intensification moved to neighboring barangays by 2011 to 2017. This means that we need to watch out for these hotspot barangays because they can act as sources of rabies spillover to other areas, especially those nearby and with large populations. Overall, 88% of the cases in Davao City were household dogs, 76% of which were unvaccinated. This goes to show that more local pet owners need to take on the responsibility to vaccinate their pets. We also found out that although relatively fewer stray dogs were reported in Davao City, they are 2.5 times more likely to get the disease. Hence, stray dog control is also necessary through the city's impounding program. Having understood the long-term landscape of rabies cases in Davao City, we then tried to understand how the rabies virus behaves. To do this, we obtained information from the whole genome sequence of rabies viruses from dog cases submitted to the Davao City Vet Office from 2018 to 2019. Genetic information can give us clues on how different the viruses are, how they spread across time, and how they evolve or change. Since its first introduction in 1998, there are now 2 subtypes of rabies virus in Davao City. A third subtype belongs to Davao del Sur and Cotabato. 6 out of 11 districts of Davao City had at least 1 positive case, and genetic analysis demonstrated that the virus hopped within and to other districts as well as to Davao del Norte, with Talomot district as the predominant origin of these movements. So, the virus can spread not only to nearby areas, but to distant localities as well. Short distance spread is possible through dog movement, but long distance is only possible through humans. This emphasizes the need for pet travel permits, particularly when crossing the city's borders. But there's good news. Based on our genetic analysis, the genome of the virus is not changing much. Hence, the existing anti-rabies vaccine is predicted to still be effective. What lessons have we learned about rabies so far? Mass vaccination programs should go hand in hand with responsible pet ownership. Continue stray dog control through impounding. strengthen border controls to limit the spread of the virus from or to the city, integrate hotspot and genetic analysis in surveillance programs to accurately monitor viral spread and identify high-risk areas. Prioritize rabies control programs in high-risk areas to maximize local resources while achieving the best outcome. Prioritizing high-risk areas has a twofold benefit. Not only is the disease controlled in that locality, but future spillovers into next-door areas are also prevented. Animal rabies control programs are well established in Davao City. If we could push further by innovating its implementation, then we are one step closer towards making zero rabies a reality for Davao City.